So I'm so glad I recorded a video a few days ago talking about type. Every single time, I'm telling you, bro. Last update, they had about 15k, like, and then it went down to like 13k. Now it's at 9k. And before you say, "Oh, I thought you weren't gonna make another type L video," first of all, I just like shitting on the game. Number one, and number two, many. I know I already yapped about the bad changes that they made. Probably the worst changes I've ever seen in Type Soul. I don't know what possessed them to add anime adventures traits to a parry-based game. Yeah, top tier decision making. Now that is something I've never seen. I think we are actually getting close to the game dying again. Like, the game is basically dead already. Last time I recorded, the player count was at 3,000. On update, it tripled, right? Usually it does triple, but on update it always triples. And on this update, that's pretty low, man. That's pretty low. We're hitting all-time lows. Cetro fired 6 developers. I don't know why. I don't know the reason behind it, but I do need to talk about that because it doesn't make sense. So if you don't know, the reason why I titled my stream last night Type Soul's last update is because, one, Cetro obviously fired 6 developers, and one of those developers, who is Lanray, I don't know if he actually owns the map anymore, but Lanray was the builder for the entire Hell map. He owned the studio under the umbrella of developers who were working on the Type Soul Hell map. And I think that's a crazy move to fire that guy, especially if he's working on your biggest update. What are you going to do? Like genuinely, Hell is practically what everybody is waiting for. That is the only hope for this game. And I say that with great generosity and no bias, because personally I think it's dead even after that. But it is the last saving grace. That is factual. I'm pretty sure he also fired Nova and who was it, Josh? I'm not sure. I don't remember all of the developers that he fired. Those are the only 3 that I recall, because obviously I'm banned from the Discord, so I don't know. So basically, with all that internal drama going on, I don't know why they would fire their developer for the map. Maybe they just completely bought the map and now they own it. That's what I would assume. Otherwise, that's the dumbest fucking move I've ever seen in my life. So let's just assume that they've done the smart thing and they've they own the map. Nothing can happen to the map. They're just keeping it, and Hell will come out eventually, sometime. I don't know. Aside from the Hell update, if they keep pushing updates like this every 3 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever, if the time gets longer and longer, keep in mind they usually added 1 weapon a week, or 1 weapon and some patch notes, or like a code or some. All they added after 3 weeks is 1 new res, new weapon. They added a really, well, it's not a bad system, but I can see how much work went into it. But the buddy and trait system, for gameplay, it's terrible. For content, I can see how it would be an interesting idea, but that is giving it the best of credit. No matter how you look at the trait system, it's bad. It's just bad for the game as a whole, for balancing, for everything. At least in other games, you can turn off your busted traits in PvP. For example, in AUT, which also has traits like this, it is also, I mean, you can buy it, but nobody really buys it because that's not even worth it. You get the traits a lot faster in that game. It takes a lot less money, and on top of that, it's easier to grind free to play. Plus, if you go into ranked, all traits are disabled, so it doesn't even fucking matter what trait you have, because at least in that game, it just goes away. But in this game, it's always there, even in ranked. So hypothetically, if you have Almighty in ranked and your opponent doesn't have anything, or has fucking Kendo 1, they're dead. do you understand the gap that is there? But even putting that aside, the only other things they added was 1 new resurrection, 1 new weapon. Sure, they reworked a few things. I'll give them credit for that, but they added 2 skills. Very cool. I liked it. I liked the 2 new skills, and they added Reaper Shikai, which, keep in mind, Reaper Shikai, you can't even obtain anymore. So unless you grinded the Halloween event like last month, pretty much like all of last month, and you got the vial before it even had a use in the game, then you're not getting it. And I don't know why they would do that and just, you know, add like a vial and say, oh, it's gonna add something in the future. Guess what it is? Haha. That just sounds like some pretty bad game design, but you know, I digress. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but the update, at least the people that I was talking to, the people in my stream, maybe it's just my circle, I don't know, but I don't think a single person has enjoyed this update. Not a single one that I've talked to. If you enjoy it, let me know, bro. Let me know what you enjoy about it, because I would love to know. I couldn't even use my horse resurrection, the new resurrection that just got added. Whenever you popped it and used any move, it immediately bugged you out. Immediately. You can't do shit. You just get stuck in place. You have to leave the game and lose your mode. So you're just stuck having a staring contest with your opponent while they wail on you and you can't even defend yourself. In my opinion, the only other thing that they could do if they wanted to actually, you know, give the game a little boost in players for once, is if they added Fullbringers. You know, like Peroxide did. Peroxide added Fullbringers. The player count went up. And ironically, the player count was still higher than Type Souls until this update. Until literally today. Until today. Peroxide had more players. Isn't that crazy? And I thought Peroxide was completely dead, but no, it has 5k players even right now. And 2 days ago, Type Soul had 2.4k, as you saw in, you know, my little recording screenshot, whatever, from a few days ago. But enough comparing player counts. I think it would just be a good idea to add Fullbringers as a whole, because, you know, who doesn't want that? I don't think we've gotten a single new race other than the hybrids, which I'd honestly rather not be a hybrid. I'd rather just have true Bankai and be able to use my mode in ranked and stuff. But in like it's cool. Like, it's cool to be a hybrid. That's why I say adding an entire new race would just be pretty cool, because, you know, then you have a new race to grind. People can actually grind your game for once instead of just logging on, getting the new stuff, and leaving. And this is no criticism. This is just, you know, an actual suggestion. I think people want this. It's probably a good idea. But honestly, if I had to guess what's happening at Type Soul right now, at the Type Soul headquarters, the developing team, I honestly think that they're running out of money. I think they might be going bankrupt. But the only reason I say that is because they fired 6 developers who were, you know, doing good. I don't think they did anything wrong or anything, but there's something that happened internally, and I just don't know about it. Either way, I think adding Fullbringer is a good way to, like, keep players' minds off of hell, since we all know that's not going to release for a long time. Yeah, that's pretty much why I think this is the last Type Soul update. I might as well prepare a funeral, because holy shit. But that's all I have to say for today. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.